guys, how are you today? Long time no see. It's been forever since I've done a YouTube video. I'm looking a bit made up today because obviously we've been in lockdown. It's been a tough year, and for those of us that can afford it, we've been buying, haven't we? Buying, spending money, because we've either been on furlough, or for some of us like myself, we've just been working non-stop throughout this entire pandemic. And so today I've been playing with the I Heart Revolution Disney Cinderella eyeshadow palette. A few weeks ago I put on Instagram some pictures from when I played with my Tiana eyeshadow palette. Bit of a mess, like I'm such an amateur. I even followed my friend Mia's advice and used a clean brush to try and blend them in. I don't know if that's really working for me. However, this angle I feel is, so we'll go with it. And yeah, like I say, I've been buying makeup palettes, I've been buying a blooming ring light, been buying a new tripod, and yeah, I've just been working non-stop really. Life for me hasn't changed that much apart from the fact that I haven't been able to go and see my family like a lot of people. Skype calls can only do so much. I think I've seen my family a total of 3 times over lockdown. And yeah, I can't wait to just physically go and hug them. The third time was pretty good actually, because I count it all as one time. There was a couple of weeks I was redeployed and I ended up working and staying with my parents and working to a place nearby because I think at the beginning of lockdown last March, obviously I was a newly qualified nurse, and now I am just celebrated my 1-year anniversary as a qualified nurse. And have I changed much? Not really. Has my job changed? A little bit, yeah. So I've gone from working in a hospital ward to a care home setting, which originally I kind of rebelled against. I was like, I'm never going to be a nursing home nurse. Like, I want to work in a hospital or in the community. And I didn't really enjoy my community placement when I was a student nurse. And I got onto a medicine ward, a dermatology ward, and of course it became COVID, a lot of changes, and I just felt ward work wasn't for me. It was a very long day. I felt like certain people didn't like me very much. I found it very tough going, and I would come home in tears. I would cry myself to sleep before the next shift, worrying about work. It wasn't healthy. So in December I went and got myself a job working for a company I used to work for as a care assistant back home. They have a couple of care homes around the northeast, and I applied to be a registered nurse and I got it. And so I've been working there since December. Again, no job is without its struggles, and I've had some problems as well, like general day-to-day problems, like nothing that I've come home crying about though, which has been great. And the team of nurses and carers that we have are really, really lovely, and the manager is great, and the pay is slightly better than what I was getting on the NHS there. The pension isn't brilliant because it's private, but I'm definitely a lot more settled, a lot more happy in my new role as a RGN, and I don't regret leaving the ward I was on at all. I would like to dip my toe back into the water with trying different wards, maybe on the bank if possible, with either there's a couple of trusts around me, so I could go back to Newcastle Trust, I could go to another trust, maybe just see if there's anywhere else I may like to work. But for now I'm really quite settled. I love my residents as well. My residents are great. Some of them are really funny. And it was also quite nice recently, Lee's granddad, who was over 100 years old, he ended up coming to live in my care home, which meant I wasn't allowed to work on the same floor as where he was living in case staff accused me of showing preferential treatment. But it was great because I've got to know him quite well the last 7 to 8 months, where me and Lee have become more involved in his care and his day-to-day life due to family disagreements. And I've got to know Lee's granddad really well, and unfortunately he passed away a couple of weeks ago, but it was nice to have that time with him. It was nice to know he was safe at my place, and I could trust the people working there to look after him properly. And yeah, bless him. Over 100, and he was absolutely amazing. Some of the stories he told was fantastic. And now it is April 7th, and we are looking at coming out of lockdown, and obviously the rules are being more relaxed from next Monday. Hairdressers and non-essential shops can open again, gyms can open again, and people can start planning their lives a bit more. And it's got me thinking about what I'm going to do with mine, because Lee and I did actually have a holiday planned in October to go to California, Disneyland and San Francisco, and we've decided to cancel that because even though we may be allowed to go nearer the time, we haven't really booked anything. We've booked one part of the holiday, and well, we've put a deposit down on it, and we haven't booked anything else because we're like, we don't think we can go, and it's just going to be a mad rush. So I think we're going to cancel it to next year, or delay it, I mean. But in the meantime, I am starting to plan a few things. Obviously, I am a theatre lover, and none of us have been able to go to the theatre and see any musicals in person. Obviously, there's been YouTube channels and ways you can watch shows online, but I've booked my very first theatre trip of 2021 for July 21st. Me and my friend Jo, who is studying in London at the Central Arts School. I can't remember. Joe, if you're watching, you'll have to tell me. He's going to be in London around that time, and he said he'll come and see Cinderella with me at the Gillian Lynn Theatre. So we're doing that on the 21st of July. I've booked myself a fantastic hotel for a cheapy ass price, and I'm really excited for that. I just need to book transport now. I don't know if I'm going to fly or get the train, but yeah. And then the next thing I have planned after that is Lee and I have both booked a week off in August, and the plan is we're going to treat it as like a birthday celebration, because his birthday is the end of June, mine is when we're away. No, it's not when we're away, it's the day after we come back. But we've decided again, another little London trip. I've booked Hairspray at the London Coliseum with Michael Ball, and I'm so excited for that because I love the production of Hairspray that's about to be staged there. I used to go see it a lot in 2009, right up until it closed in 2010, and I'm so excited. I've got a friend Dermot who is in the cast. He's supposed to be playing Wilbur when Paul Merton can't play Wilbur, and he's going to be fabulous. Like, in the original London cast, he was understudy for Edna Turnblad. He was the understudy for Wilbur Turnblad, and in the show he was the male authority figure, and he always had me in stitches. So I can't wait to see him back in this role, and hopefully I'll get to see him as Wilbur. Who knows, I could do a spontaneous last minute trip to Hairspray in London, but that's planned. And then we've also got a few other things because we're there for 3 days. So we've booked the Harry Potter studio tour. Fingers crossed. I'm doing this all fingers crossed because, you know, we could go back into lockdown. Harry Potter Studios tour. I've booked Lee's birthday present, which is a trip to Tottenham Hotspur football grounds, the new one. He's been to the old one, but not the new one. So I've got him as a birthday present tickets to go and have a look around the grounds. And we're hoping to book, so we haven't booked it yet because the dates aren't up, the Peter Pan afternoon tea at the Shard, which I am buzzing for because I have the last year's MMA June Peter Pan bag, and I now have a glow-in-the-dark Peter Pan bag that came just yesterday, and I love it, and I'm going to have to decide which one to take. So, first world problems. And then the next day, because we're there from the 18th to the 20th, we come back to Newcastle on the 20th, and then on the 21st, I'm hoping my good friend Katie Hughes is going to come up to Newcastle again. She came up with Chantel a couple of years ago now. Was it a year ago? No, 2 years ago. And we're going to go see the premiere of Bedknobs and Broomsticks the musical, fingers crossed. So I'm very excited for that. It is one of my favourite Disney films ever, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I even prefer it to Mary Poppins. And yeah, those are all the plans I have, like, for travelling around the staycation, yeah, staycation around the UK, but also obviously I've got big plans to go and see my family. There's a christening of some friends' babies that I'm going to. I can't wait to just hold and squeeze their little ones, because obviously it's been so long since I've seen anybody other than Lee and my parents, and my work friends. So to see some different faces, have some different chat going on, it's going to be lush. And hopefully I will have some foreign travel plans when the government allows it. Obviously we're not going to go anywhere, we shouldn't until we can. I also can't wait to hit the gym again, guys. It's been so long and I haven't been doing any training at all while the gym's been shut. I have a personal trainer who, he actually quit his job at my gym and he's to become a manager at another gym down the road, and now I'm in two minds of whether or not I'm gonna cancel my current gym membership and go to the gym where he works just so I can keep the personal training going, or whether I just start again. I mean, if I go with another personal trainer from my gym, it'll be like the third personal trainer in a year, so that's a bit of a headache, but what can you do? But yeah, I've been putting on so much COVID weight, as I'm sure a lot of you have. Some people have been really good and used the time to get fit and they look amazing, and I love you but hate you at the same time. Me, I've just eaten chocolate and cake and thought, bugger it, I don't care. Please let me know what plans you guys might have coming up post-lockdown. I'll be very, very interested to know where you're planning on travelling to, who is the first person you're going to see, you know, anything. Just tell me anything. Comment it all down below. Hit subscribe, because I'm actually got a week off next week and I'm thinking I might do a weekly vlog, seeing as I do have the whole week off. Fun times. And yeah, give me a like and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.